So one of the questions accountants often ask me is, how do you go back to existing clients who are not paying you enough for the hard work that you're doing for them, whereby you've probably not charged them enough because you've not billed them for what you've been providing them, because you've not carried out a fee review frequently enough or recently, maybe not in the last 12 months or in the last 5 years in some cases. So how do you go back to these clients, the ones that you like, the ones that you want to keep doing business with, and say, hey, look, you need to be paying us a lot more for the service that we are providing you. How do you do that? And the reason why this often raises its head is because somebody will have come to me, and the first place I always start is getting their pricing right. So if a firm of accountants come to me, we've got to get your pricing right. We've got to look at where you're currently leaking profit, where you're losing money, because you are not accounting for all the different circumstances of the client and for the level of service that you can be providing them with. And maybe you're charging by time, and there's more innovative ways and smarter ways for you to be pricing. And so if someone comes to me, I get them on GoProposal. We use GoProposal to configure their pricing. And then when they look at that, they realize that actually their current clients are not paying them anywhere near enough. And so once we've completed that exercise, we now need to flush through their existing clients through GoProposal and see what the pricing comes out like, and then just make a decision about what we want to do with those clients. And so accountants come to me asking me this question: how do we go about this? And I think they come to me asking this question like, I've got some special script or some keywords or some special training or a magic spell that you just do and it just makes everything all right. And you know what, guys? It's far, far simpler than that. The answer is just honesty. Just go back to the client and just have a real honest conversation. Look, before I go into the answer, what I was going to say here is that you're looking to establish long-term, lifelong relationships with your clients. And the way you establish any relationship, the way you maintain any relationship, the way you build any relationship is the same way that you build every relationship. So the same way that you would build a healthy relationship with your children or with your wife or with your husband is exactly the same way that you'd want to build a healthy, lasting, fulfilling, deep, meaningful relationship with your clients as well. And the only way that you can do that is if it's built on integrity and if it's built on honesty. So forget anything that you've been taught about fancy scripts, words, anything. It's completely irrelevant. Just go back and have an honest conversation with your clients and say, look, we need to carry out a fee review. I'm sorry we've not carried a fee review out recently. That's our fault, and we should have done that. And the reason we need to do it is because we're not now sure whether we're providing you with the correct level of service that you actually need to achieve your goals, to move forward in your business at the right speed, to overcome the obstacles and challenges that you're currently facing. We don't know if the level of service we're providing you is enough, and we also aren't fully aware of your current circumstances as well. So you may have more or less staff, you may have more or less bank transactions, you may have increased your revenue, or your revenue may have decreased, and we may need to adjust our pricing accordingly. Not only that, we also need to be mindful of the fact that we've been providing you with some services that we've not been charging you for. We should have done, we've not been charging you for them, and obviously this isn't sustainable for us. And so we need to make sure that those are still services that you need, to decide what level you need those services at, and then to look at the correct price for you to be paying for those services moving forward. So let's sit down and have a chat. We've got all of our pricing now fully configured in GoProposal, so you know that you're going to be paying now the exact rate that you should be paying. And so we're now going to put you through this pricing system. We're going to see exactly where you are and currently what you should be paying for you to be one of our clients and for us to serve you at the right level that we need to be serving you at. That's it. It's just an honest, open conversation. It's holding your hands up and saying we've not, carried out a fee review and maybe not aware of everything you need from us, and maybe we're not fully aware of your circumstances. So let's sit down, let's have a chat, and let's see what the pricing comes out like. And if we're still a good fit for each other, then we can carry on working together. And that's what we need to do. Now, I've just done this with a firm of accountants in the Northeast, and I'm going to be having a chat about getting them to tell us this story because I think it's really valuable. I'd love to share it with you. But they've been through GoProposal, they've got all the pricing set up, and they have started this task of flushing their existing clients through. And the first client that they went to was paying them £1,500 a year. And what they realised very quickly, because it's now so obvious, that they're actually over-servicing this client. And so they brought the client in, sat down with them, put them through GoProposal, and the fee that they should be paying was £6,000 rather than £1,500. And this is 4 times the amount of money they should be paying for the same amount of work that you're currently doing. And not only that, because we've moved them over to a monthly recurring revenue model, what they actually said to that client was, look, you've been paying us £1,500 for the year. What we need to do is move you over to our monthly model, which means that you can manage your finances better. You've got no surprising bills at the end of the year. And it's going to be £500 a month if you want us to continue servicing you at the level that you need to be serviced at. And the client said, that's fine. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's sign up. Let's carry on. And these guys were like, oh man, why haven't we done this sooner? Why haven't we done it with all of our clients? Because that extra revenue that you're missing out on is really holding you back. It's like a big anchor that's just keeping you stuck in the past. And you know, maybe you've got some mindset issues, maybe you're struggling with how to do this, maybe there's a lot of emotion attached to these clients who you've been servicing before, who you've built up relationships with, who you perhaps don't want to lose, but you realize that you've not charged them enough and you need to sort it out, and all this baggage and everything else. But you know, the moment you commit your pricing to an actual system where you can sit down and look at exactly what those fees look like and agree it with them, then what we're using there is logic to convince them and to show them what they should be paying rather than emotion, whereby we sat there and kind of a finger in the air saying, oh, I think you should be paying this. Because at that point, there is a lot of emotion. You are creating a lot of problems, not only for yourself, but for your staff and for your clients as well. The moment you can commit all of your thinking around what your pricing should be to a clear, consistent system that not only you use, but that every member of staff uses across all of your clients, it's just a far more transparent and honest way to price for your services and to make sure that you're getting paid for all the hard work that you do.